What's up, everybody? Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe. It's your big brother RonWorks, and you're tuned in to RonWorks TV, where we encourage, we inspire, and we motivate. What's up, everybody? I hope all is well. If you're new, you're so welcome over here. No matter your race, your gender, or your sexual orientation, none of that matters. I'm your big brother, and you're so welcome over here. I want to thank everybody for all the support. Every like, every comment, every share, and every subscription. All of it, it means a lot to me. And certainly, it means a lot to the channel. Thank y'all so much. I want to be a blessing. I want to take a closer look at marriage. Marriage, very important. I want to focus on my community, because I don't think my brothers and sisters in my community understand the power of marriage, the power of being married. It's important to look at the scriptures, because the scriptures is a guide. If you follow it, you can ascend where you want to get. If you look at the stats in our community, they tell you only 1 out of 4 of my sisters in my community will marry in their lifetime. Only 1 out of 4. And this has been going on for a while. And God wants me to speak about it because change is coming. Extreme metamorphosis is coming, I promise you. And if the community is going to get where God wanted to get, God wants us to change our outlook on marriage. God wants people to understand that everything flows from the head on down. Everything. Whatever kind of spirit is at the top, that spirit is going to flow all the way down. And if you look at our community has a spirit of laziness. Everything starts with the head, the man. I believe if men as a whole got ourselves together and did the right things in mass, together, people need to understand life got codes. I'm serious. It's like a video game. Life is like a game. You're not going nowhere until you crack a code. You're not going to level 2 until you complete level 1. I wish I had a church here. People need to understand its rules to the game in every community. If you're going to sin, you got rules. You got to do it a certain way. People need to understand God put a spirit on man. I'm telling you, he did. People don't understand this. God put a spirit on man. He put a spell on the man. What was the spell? If he does not work, he does not eat. People need to understand that. So what will happen if you get a bunch of men that don't work? You're going to have a bunch of men that experience lack. I promise you. They will lack in some kind of way. And if they don't lack, somebody beneath them is going to lack because of the spell. And men need to understand, if you don't do what God tells you to do, he will strip your confidence. Divine masculine energy, the energy God wants you to have, it comes from work. Your energy, your swagger, it comes from the kind of work you're putting in on yourself. People need to understand this. This is why I want to focus on the leaders, the men. Men are supposed to be the head. God called all the men to be head. And I want you to look at who are the leaders in our community. Just look who are the leaders. Who are the leaders, y'all? the magicians, the preachers. Y'all know what I call them. I call them the lazy little rascals. Those are the leaders in our community. And so what happens? Whatever kind of spirit is on the head in the community, what does it do? It flows all the way down to the people. Now what do you have? You have a bunch of 50-50 brothers. Men who don't want to work. Men who looking to start some business. Ain't never worked under nobody, but they want to start a business. They rather sit at home and think of a business idea rather than go work, build themselves up, make the money to start the business. It's just a spirit of laziness that them filter down to our men. So what happens? The ladies don't have confidence in the men. They don't have no direction. I'm telling you, this is why only 1 out of 4 is going to marry. You got a bunch of ladies looking for a certain kind of man. God is calling for all the men to step in to their divine masculine energy. Tap into it with self-love, work. I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, it starts with the head. First things first, you cannot look at these magicians, the lazy little rascals. You cannot pay no attention to them. Only thing they want to do is get up in some pulpit and holler and scream. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. And I'm not talking about everybody. But this is what those men desire to do. They trying to rush off of their job so they can try to pastor some church full time when they're not supposed to do that anyway. Notice, you don't have a bunch of lazy men in the other communities. I want people to pay attention to that. A bunch of lazy men. Nobody likes a lazy person. People need to get this. We cannot pay attention to the lazy little rascals. I'm serious. That's a perfect name for them. I'm sorry, I got to call them that. That's the perfect name for them. Because if you look at the movie The Little Rascals, it was just a bunch of children just walking around, just playing. I mean, just having a good old time. No care, no worry in the world. I'm serious. This is how some of the magicians are in our community. They're running around, having a good old time at the restaurants, eating out all day. I'm talking about at the golf course, having a good old time. People, I'm telling you, our community, and I promise you, our community has the best golf players in the world. I promise you, our community. Somebody need to contact the PGA and tell them, if they didn't know, we have the best golf players of all time right over here in our communities. I'm telling you, the older men, they don't do no work. They just go golf all day. And they're professionals. Absolutely. I'm telling you, they're very good. But listen, God wants the men in our community. Listen. A lot of you don't know your purpose is to run a business and pass it on to your children so they can have something to do. This is why you got so much killing in our community, because you got the leaders who are not focused on nothing else but trying to make money at some church. That's not what God wants. God wants the older men to guide the younger men into what to do, what works. They need skills, skilled trades. And I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, my people, we are some of the most talented people in the world. But we just don't make good choices. We don't make good choices. And I'm telling you, all we got to do is pay no attention to the lazy little rascals. Pay no attention to them. The young chosen ones, God wants you to hear this. Pay no attention to the lazy little rascals, my brothers and sisters. Pay no attention to them. God wants work from men. And I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, if you do not develop a work ethic, the men, God will strip your confidence. This is why you can't talk to none of the ladies. This is why you ain't got no confidence when you walk up to some of them ladies, because you're lazy. I wish I had a church here. That's some good stuff. My brothers, I'm telling you. It's a reason why Biggie Smalls got Faith Evans. He was big, but I'm telling you, he had divine energy on him. Biggie Smalls had swag. What is that? Energy. All the men need to understand what attracts your woman, what keeps her. It's not you. It's the energy that God put on you. It's the kind of energy that God put on you that attracts her. This is what get her wet, my brothers and sisters. You got to pay attention. It's energy. Listen, this is why you can get, listen, my brothers and sisters, you can get your lady wet over the phone. Why? She can feel your energy. She's not even looking at you, but she can get wet. Why? She can feel energy over the phone. Words. It'll get her wet. It's your energy. What is it? Where does it come from? It comes from working on yourself. Skills. Purpose. I wish I had a church here. There's some good teaching here. This is why none of the ladies really want the men. They just want to use them up. I'm serious. They just want their money, see what they can get out of them and play with them and use them. Because men are lazy. Listen, a 50-50 dude, I'm telling you, he doesn't have a king mentality. Your lady don't want you. Somebody else can take her. I promise you. I wish I had a church here. This is the problem, my brothers and sisters. All I know is we can do better. That's all I know, and we're going to do better. We're going to do better. All we got to do, don't pay attention to these people. Save your money. Get your emergency fund. See, a lady need to see you focus on trying to get your emergency fund. Listen, if a lady seen you doing that, I'm telling you, she going to be looking at you like, dang, he look like he going somewhere. She's going to want you. Because what? You focus on at least trying to get 6 months ahead. How many people trying to do that? Not too many. Because they don't know. They don't understand. You need people trying to fight with gazelle intensity. Fighting like a warrior to get 6 months ahead. This is what God wants from the men in our community. If the ladies seen every man fighting, warring to get 6 months ahead. Sometimes you got to work 2 jobs, my brothers. Sometimes you got to put in more than 40 hours. If you really trying to get 6 months ahead, like, okay, this is part of my goal, my plan. You're going to war to do it. Sometimes you got to work 2 jobs, go all in. You ain't got to do it that long. Work 2 jobs for what? 3 months, 6 months. They do it in the other communities. They do it in the other communities. Look at the Jamaicans when they come over here. They work all day long. I wish I had a church here. Some of them, they known to work 2 jobs. 16 hours a day. I think that's way too much. But God looking for men who work. Work. God make preachers. This is what these people in our community need to get. God make preachers. A man can't make you a preacher. I don't care nothing about that stupid piece of paper that they be trying to flash around. They love to flash them little stupid licenses. Like, look, man, that don't make you no preacher. I wish I had a church here. No, it don't. People need to get that. A man cannot make you a preacher. Only God can. God qualifies the preacher. If you a preacher in our community, it's going to line up with the word. I wish I had a church here. God want people focused on the God in them, building themselves up so God can use them. God looking for men taking education serious. God get the glory out of any kind of work, I promise you. Anything you want to do, he will bless it if you sincere about it. But it's stepping stones, my brothers. God is not going to give you no business idea if he see you already lazy. I'm serious. Look at anybody who has ascended to the top. They worked. They started from the bottom and worked their way up. You can ask anybody. They still manifested the life that they wanted, but it took work. The older men in our community need to get this. The magicians, the lazy little rascals. It took work. Anybody that ascends to the top of anything, it takes work. That's how you manifest. They focused on the plan. They stayed focused and they got to the top. It took their mind. They stayed focused on it. They didn't just not do no work and just say, man, I'm trying to manifest. Ooh, come on. No. You know, the lazy people, they think you can just sit at home and just manifest. Like, come on, God, give it to me. No. It's not going to work. I'm telling you, God can't stand lazy people who don't want to work. And he look at your heart too. See, a person who doesn't work, I'm telling you, their hearts are not right. Those men are entitled. Y'all put God first. God first in every marriage. Very important to put God first. God first in your life. But change is coming in our community. I promise you. It's coming. And it's going to start with the men being leaders, being the head in the community, having direction, knowing where we want to go. So the ladies that want to follow us, I wish I had a church here. Let's give them something to follow. I'm telling you, because they don't want to follow the spirit that the magicians is spreading all over our community, over our men, the kind of example that they are setting. I'm telling you, the ladies don't want that. My brothers, let's get to work in our community on change, starting with learning the skill. It's never too late in our community. The young men listening to me, older men listening to me. Never too late to go to school. I seen an older lady in a robotics class. This lady was almost 60 years old, and she in the robotics class with some younger men. I promise you, the lady didn't care. She like, I'm trying to learn this. It's never too late, my brothers and sisters. In some of these companies, it don't matter about your past. You need to just check into it. Don't matter. These men that want to work in our community, he'll make sure your record get expunged. If that's what you want, you need to believe it. I wish I had a church here. That's good. But God wants us to be workers in our community, not lazy little rascals. He don't like that. It's time for us to level up in our community, in mass. All right, y'all. God bless y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Everybody be encouraged. Make sure you stay away from low vibrational people. Why? Because it affects what you can manifest in your life. All right, my brothers and sisters, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like and subscribe. And until next time, it's your big brother, RonWorks. and I'm out.